Brilliance Audio presents Burnout to Breakthrough, Motivating Employees with Leadership Tools That Work by Ina Catrinescu, performed by Kristen Watson-Heinz. At the dawn of the 22nd century, knees all red and sore from all the four-on-the-floor crawling, workforce grabs on to its crib, pulling itself up, and takes its first step. The world seems so different from up here. Things that seemed huge appear a lot less intimidating now. All that intriguing stuff up on the cupboard is no longer out of reach. Workforce looks around for boss, but boss is nowhere in sight. Workforce starts to cry. What if boss is not coming back? Suddenly, on the other side of the room, Workforce sees the door. Workforce wants to take another step. Is it safe to let go of the crib? It wonders. Can I make it across the room on my own? Carefully, Workforce releases its clutch on the crib rail and darts across the room in a hurry. Yes! Workforce just took its first 7 steps, all on its own. Workforce enjoys a victory chortle, its heart pounding. Grabbing onto the door handle, Workforce delights in all the fun to be had ahead. This is the start of a new day. For thousands of years before that day, its world consisted of a defined number of pigeonholes and a clear set of rules. There was the high chair for eating, the potty for ones and twos, the cradle for sleep, and its favorite playground, the workbox. The workbox was one of society's most important institutions. Here, Workforce spent most of its life digging for rocks and pebbles, panning for gold nuggets, and building machines. On several occasions, Workforce ducked out of the workbox and went crab-crawling around into the world known as the beyond. Boss, however, didn't let it stray too far. It seemed to have eyes on the back of its head and always knew where to find Workforce. When it did, the slaps on Workforce's behind let it know that going to the beyond was verboten and not safe. The workbox, Boss told it, will provide you with meaning, security, and identity in life. A harness, which Workforce was told would give it structure, eventually got strapped around its wrists. And just like that, the beyond became nothing more than an occasional pie in the sky. Once or twice every year, buckled up in a stroller, Workforce was taken out for a walk. But time seemed to always fly by so quickly, and the colorful, magnetizing beyond would be gone in a blink of an eye, leaving nothing but memories and hankering behind. It was during one of those trips to the beyond that Workforce became determined to create time. Time, it thought, will get me more strolls in the beyond. For several centuries, Workforce kept digging, slogging, and panning harder and harder. It invented telephones, computers, dishwashers, washing machines, and vehicles. All those things allowed boss and society to save more and more time. But instead of being taken out on more strolls, boss kept pulling Workforce back into the box for more. It needed Workforce to run all that machinery and keep making new, shiny toys. Workforce barely ever made it to the high chair to eat, or to the cradle to sleep anymore. Instead of being taken to the beyond, it became bound behind. Instead of creating time, it created work. As time went by and Workforce grew more and more anxious, boss gave it teethers to chew on and munch. When Workforce whimpered, boss dangled rattles in front of its nose. When Workforce yowled, boss played it happy tunes. But all the knickknacks, jingles, and tricks only seemed to make matters worse. Workforce grew ill, and boss was grasping at straws. With no Workforce to pan and dig, at the dusk of the 21st century, the workbox was in dire straits. That's why this morning is so special.